Welcome back to the catch up here on Cris Cyborg's YouTube channel. I am James Lynch. She is Cris Cyborg. Cris, how are you this morning? Happy belated birthday.
Thank you very much. I'm happy. I just finished my training. Excited for the next news when I come fight again, but I'm really happy and thankful, It's 40 years old, in shape, training. I'm really happy.
40 years young, I'd say, Cris. You're looking great and obviously still competing and everything. What did you get up to for your birthday? Did you get a birthday cake at all?
I went to the Fogo de Chão and have a cake, and then I went to church. We open like every Sunday, every Wednesday at my gym. We have like Bible study, and I went there with my brothers in Christ. It was really nice.
Good weekend. Sounds like everything went really well. Let's talk about the women's boxing event we had on Friday. Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor. A lot of people thinking the decision maybe should have gone the other way, but what did you think of the decision and the fight? Pretty historic event there on Netflix on Friday night.
No, it was a great event, really nice, very excited fight. Katie Taylor and Amanda, I believe it was a really close fight, but I got a Katie Taylor winning the fight for sure.
Yeah, and what a trilogy that was. A really good event as well. A bit of news I saw last week, Cris, really interesting. Of course, it's there on your Twitter account right there. You did an interview with Combate, and you basically said, I got 2 fights left. I'm going to finish those fights, and then you want to retire. I understand it. You've had a great career. When did this decision come into your mind about retiring from combat sports? Was there like a certain point where you're like, you know what, let's ride this contract out? And what brought you to the decision to retire after 2 fights, I guess would be my question.
The reality is this decision is already being a little longer. When I signed this contract, the current contract, we already have made the plan to finish the contract and retire. Because this will start the legacy tour when I fight against Larissa Pacheco. So I have 2 fights left, and then we start legacy tour for Pacheco. Now we have 2 more next fight, and I'm ready for the next chapter. I think is some fighters we never know when to end, and I believe to end here in the sport, turning just 40 years old. I feel great, but we have to know when to stop. Time to stop.
Yeah, well said. Absolutely well said. And if you could pick your next 2 opponents, like what would be the best 2 fights for you to finish your career in PFL? Who are some of the opponents you hope to fight before your contract's up?
I like to do step by step. My next fight, I believe, is going to be Sara Collins. She's undefeated. She's beat Leah McCourt. She's #1 in Australia. She's fighting girls top in 145 pounds. I believe she was going to be the next. I like to think about the next one. I believe she was going to be the next opponent.
Okay, that makes sense. And the other thing that I found really interesting, and we've done this show for I don't know how many years. I never knew this, but you want to go into veterinary medicine after your career's over. Of course, people haven't seen the Cyborg Zoo account. You do a lot of great work with animals. You have a lot of animals. Is this something you've been thinking about for a while, going into veterinary medicine?
I have this dream before I be a fighter. I have a passion with the animals, and I want a ranch in Brazil, and they have a lot of animals there, and I want to learn to take care of them, and they're gonna mix together, and then there's gonna be a lot of time. I'm young. I think I can start a new job. Of course, I'm gonna continue working, in MMA. I continue doing seminars, everything, but this is one dream is still in my heart, and it's going to be amazing.
Okay, very cool. The next chapter, and the part I missed in that question was you actually plan on leaving the United States and moving to Brazil, right? If I understand, you want to, as soon as your contract's done, you want to leave the United States.
No, the reality, I'm going to leave I have a lot of business here. I own a lot of places here in the United States. I'm going to continue back and forth, but just my parents, my dad, my mom get old. It was almost 20 years I left Brazil, and I feel like I want to be close to them more. So for sure, I'm going to spend more time in Brazil with my family.
Yeah, it's super important. Where I live here in Canada and Vancouver, my family's all around me, so I can relate to that. It's nice to have you. You want to be able to grow old with your parents, right? So that's really important. Just one last thing on the veterinary thing. Like, do you need to go to school for that? Like, is that sort of the plan after your career's done? Is go back to school and take this, or have you taken courses already in veterinary medicine?
I will search a lot about. I want to do a tech vet here in the United States. It's 12 months. And after when I go Brazil, spend more time. I want to start over there. I have a lot of friends already been working for horses. I have a very close friend with me. She's already a vet for over 20 years. So I'm going to be able to work with her and working and study, learning. I believe it is going to be amazing.
Speaking of amazing, we got a really good main event this Saturday for the UFC. It's Dustin Poirier, Max Holloway. Speaking of retirements, Dustin Poirier going to be retiring after Saturday and hoping to get the BMF belt. Do you think Poirier wins in his home state of Louisiana, or do you think Max Holloway will get his revenge? Because, of course, Poirier has won the first 2 fights between the two of them.
I didn't know who's going to win, but I know it's going to be very exciting fight. And who's going to win, I think, is the fans. They're going to be very excited to watch this fight, and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, and also a great city. If you've never been to New Orleans, it's awesome. I went there a couple of years ago. Really good food and good drinks, and it's going to be a good time over there for UFC 318. Okay, so I didn't even mention this off the top. I wasn't here last week because I did a backpacking trip, Chris. I did 48 mile hike. It took me 5 days. It was me and my wife and a few other friends. Yeah, backpacking with the pack and everything, camping in the woods, all that stuff. So I did that last week. So I figured for our Portuguese saying of the week, how do you say let's go backpacking?
So I really have to search about this because we didn't use it much, but you can say vamos mochilar. Vamos mochilar. Mochilar.
Mochilar. Vamos mochilar.
Yes, mochilar. It's like the backpack is mochila, but I believe when I search a little bit, usually I think let's go camp, like vamos acampar, but I don't hear much, when you say mochilar. Very nice. You did like 41 miles.
It's 48 miles. 48 miles. So it's called the West Coast Trail. It's on Vancouver Island, and you basically start at one part, and they have all these different places you have to hike to, and it's got like ladders, and it's got like you go in the forest, you go on the beach. It's really cool. Like if anyone watching this, I highly recommend it. It's one of those like really cool like things you can do, but it's exciting. And I saw a mama bear with their 2 cubs on the beach. We actually had to wait a bit when we were walking because like you can't go near the bear, and we had like a bear horn and everything to make sure that the bear passed. And then I saw a bunch of seals. They had like a whole bunch of seals on this rock as we were walking past, like right near the ocean. So a lot of cool wildlife. And you're backpacking, so you got to camp. My wife and I camped in a tent. It was really cool. Like it was something that I wasn't used to. But you basically wake up, you eat some breakfast, and then you go hiking, and that's all you do all day. You hike pretty much every day, so it's a lot of fun. So
I just did last week. You talk about I did like a survival course with Gabi. It was amazing. It was like in 71 miles from my house here, and then it was amazing. You learn a lot of things. If you get lost in the jungle, and when you do hiking, or you really survive, you learn to make a fire, learn to see what you have to do, have the water to drink. If you don't have a compass, where you're gonna find the people, ask for help. So it was really nice. What you can eat, in the jungle, when you don't have any food, you don't have any bag. So it was really nice. I agree. You have to learn survive with it's everything like easy now. So we have to learn survival course for sure.
No, it's important. A lot of people don't even know how to do this stuff, right? Like we had to do the same thing. Like for drinking water, I had to bring a water filter with me, and you basically get the water from the creek, and you have to put it through a filter and then put it in your pack. And of course, when you're backpacking, you want your pack to be kind of light, right? Because you're having to carry it with you everywhere. So you got to think of like things that aren't going to be too heavy. And it was really, really rewarding experience. Go look it up, the West Coast Trail. Anyone out there who's backpacking.
One of the things I didn't know, I really enjoy, like I was thinking, okay, in your water, you don't have water, you don't have fuel here, you get it there lost, or you need to drink water. Okay, one of the things I say, okay, you can boil water. I was thinking if you boil the water, you're fine, you can drink the water. But the reality depends if you are sea level, you have to boil for 1 minute. But if you go up the level, like more altitude, like if you're 7,000 feet, you have to boil like 3 minutes and a half.
Yeah,
so
it takes a while.
I really didn't know. It's a lot of things. So I really happy, my daughter with me, she's learning.
Oh, cool.
Yes, we emergency, we learned some Red Cross too. So it was really cool. I'm really happy to be part of this. I'm happy with that, James.
Yeah, no, I want to do it again with my kids when they're older, because my kids are younger, but it would be cool to do it with them and give them a little life experience out in the woods. Before we go, Chris, always got to mention CrisCyborg.com. You got the Q&As every month. You got the tutorials, all that. You got your OnlyFans as well, which does the behind the scenes look of everything that you got going on. Let our audience know, Chris, what you got going on. And by the way, any of that stuff you can pay with Bitcoin as well. Costs less than a cup of coffee. So Chris, let us know what you got coming up.
I just want to thank you for all the fans, all the support. I'm very excited. Congratulations, all the girls fight this last event in the women's boxing. You know, for me, I'm waiting for my next fight. I'm be active training and wait. Probably I'm going to Brazil and Stereo will be there and they coming back. And I'm really excited. That's it. And keep training and keep waiting for see what's gonna be my next fight. Be ready.